You willingly chose to stand an artist whose husband has a record, and your position is gloating that one of her contemporaries might be in the same situation as the woman you chose to stand. Now I see why they thought posting the gold card was a good idea. Like now it all makes sense.
Well,
shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
I am probably the president's #1 fan.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Now there I was minding my own business, watching the big fight this weekend.
Off his head, Sergio!
wow, that is going to make the rounds on social media. That's like a cartoon.
Oh my goodness gracious.
What a terrible way to lose a parlay. I knew better than to put that leg about his hairpiece staying on. I knew that was silly, but all is not lost though, because I was actually looking into that for the back. I was looking into that for the back, and now I know it's not rugged enough for my needs. Huh? No, I'm not a boxer, but that's how Trump news just be hitting you. You know what I mean? Just out of nowhere, Trump news just be hitting you. So I need something that's going to be secure. I need some coverage, because that's exactly how it felt. Over 3 million files from Epstein supposedly getting released today. Just this one file alone has 26 different new claims against Trump. How many of these were properly investigated? Well, I suppose you could take a look at literally any of the investigations that they publicly botched, or I don't know, you could keep it confined to the release of the Epstein files and tell me about the quality of that work. DOJ busted for removing Epstein files accusing Trump. The Department of Justice reportedly scrubbed numerous files relating to Jeffrey Epstein and President Trump from its website after Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche announced the release of around 3 million Epstein documents on Friday. The Bulwark's Sam Steen noted that some details of documents containing Trump's name were hard to read. Those documents were unavailable on the DOJ's website less than an hour later. The pages, however, were archived on X by user Bobby Salsa. That's right. The best efforts of our federal government were thwarted by Bobby Salsa. And shout out to you, Bobby. Shout out to you for all your work and also the fact that you gave us that reference. Why don't we do this? Because in any other scenario where you are caught hiding the evidence, the general conclusion is to assume the worst. Is it not? I can't think of a scenario where evidence was hidden and it was positive. Ain't nobody ever hid no A's on the report card. I ain't know anybody ever hid no A's. Actually, that's a lie, because you were bullied for being a nerd all throughout grade school. So you actually did hide A's because they would throw you in bushes and stuff for being smart. You did that. I mean, every black kid with glasses in the 80s and 90s had to be Urkel. I mean, come on. I was a human being after all. You know, maybe the hidden Trump files were in those booklets they gave out to the Maga influencers once upon a time.
Y'all on the internet coming for Kash Patel saying he's day 5 and we haven't gotten the Epstein files. Well, I'm here outside the West Wing and look at what we got today. The Epstein files, baby. Let's make America safe again.
But didn't Kash Patel tell us there was no credible info? So would that not be relevant to what they're putting out now? Kash, You should have put one of those FBI jackets on top of that statement. We'll borrow one.
There's no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
In the files?
In the case file.
Okay.
But of course, none of the hiding and ducking and dodging of the evidence with regards to the Epstein files would have been possible without it being laundered by MAGA media. Remember this?
Thousands of hours of tape. There are, by the way, but they are child. The reason the FBI is not releasing them is because those tapes do not include underage people with third parties on Epstein Island. That is not what the tapes are. Okay? I also have sources in the federal government who are covering this stuff and have seen the documents. Okay, those tapes are just child. That's all. That's what they are. That's why the FBI is not releasing them. Okay, as far as the Epstein list, what I have been told by my sources is that there is no Epstein list, that basically there's a black book of Jeffrey Epstein contacts. And the vast majority of those contacts are already out there publicly. That's why you know names like Prince Andrew or Alan Dershowitz or some of the names that have been mentioned here. Those contacts, there is no evidence, according to the DOJ and the FBI, and again, that's public. There's no evidence that any of those third parties were having girls trafficked to them.
And just in case you think they're finished with their Epstein wash cycle, yeah, that includes you too, Megyn Kelly. Well, put that wig in there. We remember what you said.
Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
Just in case you thought they were finished with the Epstein wash cycle, the same day as they get caught out by Bobby Salsa, we're getting this narrative. They finally release all the files. You sure about that, Benny Johnson? Huh? You sure about that? Right in front of your face, MAGA. Like right in front of your face, MAGA. I can't tell you how dumb they expect y'all to be. But here's what you missed.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Here's a list of famous people in the files, what they allegedly did, and the citation numbers I'll put right here so you can see them for yourself. Sammy Sosa allegedly attended a party with Donald Trump and Epstein, where several women were being auctioned off. Jay-Z was allegedly present when a victim was abducted and assaulted by Harvey Weinstein in Epstein's Florida mansion. Pusha T was allegedly hired as a handler who would administer substances to his victims so Epstein and his associates could assault them. Elon Musk asked Epstein to go to the island multiple times and also asked what night the wildest party will be. And Bill Gates allegedly gave his wife an STD and asked Epstein for antibiotics and to delete the emails regarding the STD. I will make a separate video for all of the people who are in Trump's current cabinet and all of the politicians involved in this as well.
Sammy Sosa and Jay-Z, why this reading like backstage at the Source Awards in the 90s? Like, no offense, Source. No offense, Source. It was literally just a reference. Sammy Sosa, Jay-Z, and Pusha T. Trump wasn't even on there. And he pushing 30 plus credible. This what we doing? Jay-Z mentioned in Epstein files with shocking claims. Federal documents reveal unverified allegations from anonymous FBI hotline calls dating back decades. Wait a minute. Read that one more time. Federal documents reveal unverified allegations from anonymous FBI hotline calls dating back decades. The release that shook the internet. The Justice Department dropped over 3 million pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, and the names inside sparked immediate reactions across social media. Among those mentioned, Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z, alongside disgraced film producer Harvey Weinstein and rapper Pusha T. But context matters here. Jay-Z and Pusha T don't appear in Epstein's personal logs or flight records. Their names show up in intake reports from an FBI hotline that solicited tips from the public in 2019, years after Epstein's initial conviction and months before his death in federal custody. Now, we do not know the veracity of these claims. And so it must be treated as such. I don't know it to be true. I don't know it not to be true. So I will not poo-poo it or take it to be fact. The internet is rife with Jay-Z stans and defenders trying to absolve him in every way they possibly could. You said 96? You said 96? He came to my mama's house. He was at my mama's house, so he couldn't have been there. As well as Jay-Z haters all but convicting him. Now, I myself am neither. I would say I fall somewhere in the middle. You know, people used to tell me when I was younger I looked like Jay-Z, which is bullying, if we're being honest. That is, they didn't say I had his money. They didn't say I could rap like Jay-Z. No, they said I looked like Jay-Z. So that there was that. And I was also in New York when he dropped Hard Knock Life, which ruined Annie, as well as New York with Alicia Keys, which drove me nuts. I was actually happy when Lil Mama went on stage because they had to stop singing. Now, when it comes to the severity of being in the Epstein files, all references should be taken seriously. I would put being mentioned in an FBI tip that the FBI themselves didn't see fit to investigate, somewhere underneath actual correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein, which would be underneath incriminating correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein. I see you over there, Elon. Which would be underneath incriminating correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein, and then actual witnesses' testimony on the record, and also weaponizing the DOJ to hide files. Like, I would put, that would be my hierarchy.
That's called common sense.
So here's the question that I have. Without any knowledge or understanding of the truthfulness of these claims that the FBI, upon taking this tip, did not see fit to investigate, are they being published alongside actual victim accounts and correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein himself? Now, maybe it could be an abundance of caution when it comes to the possibility of perpetrators out there, making sure that every victim, in fact, gets their justice. Right? Maybe they did it for the victims.
Stop the cap.
New Epstein survivor statement on the latest DOJ release. Survivors are having their names and identifying information exposed, while the men who abused us remain hidden and protected. The latest release of Jeffrey Epstein files is being sold as transparency, but what it actually does is expose survivors. Once again, survivors are having their names and identifying information exposed, while the men who abused us remain hidden and protected. This is outrageous. As survivors, we should never be the ones named, scrutinized, and re-traumatized, while Epstein's enablers continue to benefit from secrecy. This is a betrayal of the very people this process is supposed to serve. So let me get this straight. So you have survivors coming out and saying that we're being exposed while the men who abused us are being protected, while we run on FBI tip line information that they never even investigated in the first place. All the creators are doing Jay-Z and Pusha T, and I'm not watching. He's mad at Beyonce for backing Harris. Nicki Minaj is suing Jay-Z. Jay-Z is the face of the Super Bowl halftime show. Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny. A whole mess, but a distraction nevertheless. Now, there was a whole lot of that. And one thing that needs to be mentioned once again is I will remain neutral when it comes to the truthfulness of these claims. That being said, they have to be evaluated with some semblance of a level playing field. And it feels a bit suspicious to be pushing out FBI tip line references while actual accused perpetrators on the records names have been hidden and victims aren't being protected. That is something. That is really something. And if you want to know just how left this discourse has gotten, Beyonce, how must it be feeling sleeping with a that's on the Epstein files? Up, here come the Barbs. Barbs are in the neighborhood talk comments blaming Nicki instead of being mad at Jay-Z. Go check them. Us Barbs get dragged for breathing, but now the FBI, DOJ speaking on Jay-Z and these Epstein files. I'm watching to see who's still standing on morals. Did you just rush to gloat about Jay-Z being in the Epstein files on a man's website who's in the Epstein files, asked to go to the island even, that was released by your bestie's new friend?
Come to think of it, well...
mentioned so many times they had to coordinate a whole diversion. It took Bobby Salsa to crack it. Is that how cooked we are right now?
He didn't pardon P. Diddy. Right?
Y'all think Nicki was going that hard on Jay-Z for nothing? She's not crazy, just early. I've always believed Nicki. Now everybody's silent. Can't make this go away that easy. I'm going to sit back and watch how this unfolds. Beyonce's husband of over 20 years, by the way. You willingly chose to stand an artist whose husband has a record, and your position is gloating that one of her contemporaries might be in the same situation as the woman you chose to stand? Now I see why they thought posting the gold card was a good idea. Like now it all makes sense.
Well...
Nicki's still winning. She has her citizenship. Don Lemon went to jail and Jay-Z's downfall is happening in real time. Wow. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I thought it was about Christianity. But then she went and posted her citizenship card. Huh. Is it about protecting children? Well, it can't be that because she's cozying up with Trump right now and then going home to everybody who's there in their current situation. So, and then the Don Lemon of it all. Are you sure, as a fan of an artist, you want to be in the business of muzzling free speech? Have you thought that one through?
Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I've been doing for the last 30 years, and that is covering the news. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless of other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them, and I will not be silenced. I look forward to my day in court.
And by the way, since we're protecting churches, I got one for you.
I quoted the Bible at a church and they escorted me out.
I would say Romans 1:32, homosexuality is a sin, and whoever supports that is worthy of death.
You're not a pastor. You're a groomer. It's a satanic pedophile church. Leave your pride behind, get on your knees, and follow Jesus Christ. Ask God for forgiveness. Following Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Do not use his name in vain, because that's exactly what this church is doing. He's using his name in vain. This church is an abomination. All of you are an abomination. When I'm in Congress, I'm taking away the 501(c)(3) status of
churches and terrorist mosques. We will ban halal, hijabs, and once their terrorist funding dries up, I'm going to start buying them and tearing down every mosque one by one. I look forward to making Texas the worst place for groomers and terrorist Muslims to live in, so help me God.
Matter of fact, that's for all the MAGA media. That's for all the MAGA media. We protecting churches, right? Is that the thing? Huh? Is that the thing? Standing on morals, wasn't that it? It was standing on morals. That's what they told me. No, I remember. She used to stand on morals. I remember that.
You better pray to God you don't get stuck with a Melania. You want brainless.
Y'all told me it was chess, not checkers, right? Isn't that what y'all told me? Nicki is playing chess, not checkers. This how this chessboard looks.
Oh, no.
And I can't wait to hear what she dropped next.
Yo, can I get that wall? Can I get that must? Can I get those jeans? Can I get that truck? Can I get that Morgan Wallen on a loop? Can I get ice all around the USA? I was like Trump, hey, do you think you could put a red hat on a Barbie? Okay, let's get it now. I'm with the MAGAs, we in a church. I don't say hi, say we Charlie Kirk. We Charlie Kirk. I'm right, I'm a turf. If a new scum get cute, I'ma rip him. Tweet a lot of tweets at him, then yell diss him. Then yell diss him. Then make every kid detransition. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm really such a sweetie. I rep Republicans, you know Sydney Sweeney. And we be giving donuts to the police on the daily. We give a lot of money to Elon, Donald, and JD. Yelling all around the states. Do you hear me? Everybody hates the LGBT. Rest in peace to my old stances. Yes, my dear, I fear the trans kids. Say hi to Ted and Ron DeSantis. Now, which one of you men gonna part of my manses?
Oh, and one more thing, because you mentioned that whole thing about citizenship, right? Isn't that what y'all mentioned, the citizenship?
Oh, Nicki Minaj, come here, sit down. Let me hold your hand with a Clorox wipe between us while I tell you this. You really got on Beyonce's internet, held up a little shiny rectangle like it was the Infinity Stone of immigration, and said gold card secured. And then the White House said it's a memento. A memento. Not a visa, not citizenship, not some elite VIP MAGA laminate. A souvenir. Like something you grab from the gift shop on your way out. The confidence is what sends me. The press tour energy, the smugness. You were talking like you unlocked a secret level of America. Like you hit a cheat code and bypassed USCIS. Clown, immigration law is not a backstage pass. It's paperwork. It's statutes. It's federal process. It's boring and bureaucratic. And the gag? What exactly were you flexing? A commemorative participation trophy? It's giving pedestrian mentality. And the bouncer is like, ma'am, that's a wristband for the gift shop. Like I said in a previous video, a shiny prop doesn't override federal law. A photo op isn't citizenship. A gold card is not Willy Wonka. Next time, maybe Google before you gloat. Because getting fact-checked by the White House? After you already popped your collar? That's not queen behavior. That's peasant behavior. And that's the read. This is the notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
That's wild. It was like for entertainment purposes only? Huh. That's like the display they have in the store. They gave her the display gold card. The one they have in the window. Wow. I guess they didn't have no more in the back. That's crazy. Yeah, and Katie Miller was cuckooing with you and kikiing with you the whole time knowing you got the display gold card. That's wild. Huh? Said Katie Miller likes illegals? Apparently.
Holy juicy gossip. Did you hear about Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller? Stephen Miller is the author, or one of the authors of Project 2025, and his wife, Katie Miller, is an equal piece of trash. But she works for the White House, and apparently she decided to leave her White House post to go work in the private sector with someone else who just announced They're leaving government. Who just announced they're leaving the government? Oh, Elon Musk. So the rumor is that Elon Musk and Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller, are having an affair.
This is nasty, disgusting work.
This is nasty, egregious work.
It really is. Y'all gotta wash your hands of this. Matter of fact, she gotta wash her hands too, because all that hand makeup then came off on it. So you want to make sure that you clean for the next performance. You look like you got gloves on. You don't want none of that. Let's remember a mere few weeks ago when they refused to obey the law when it came to the release of the Epstein files. And we heard about all the redaction parties that were happening. The ongoing theory at that time was they were trying to find ways to weaponize what they ended up releasing. And this is what we got. And with MAGA media operating like this, it's no wonder why they thought it would work. Huh? I said they thought it would work. Like the penicillin. Bill Gates, come on, man. I got a whole nother video coming. No, we gonna talk about it. Because I'm still mad about Windows 95. That's why. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and especially thank you for all your fantastic comments.
Sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy mother.
Hey, keep it clean. We got a PG-13 operation here. We got a lot of young eyes and ears. And a lot of old eyes and ears. It's me. I'm the old eyes and ears.
All y'all old viewers know, because even as recent as a couple years ago, if something was behind me, I'd just go get it. You fast forward to 2026, something behind me. Because I ain't turning around.
And a special shout out to the mods for preserving the sanctity of the chat. I see y'all getting salty with them. That is YouTube that is flagging y'all, not the mods. They are just out here doing the Lord's work. But as I was saying, I appreciate all your phenomenal comments like this. Love the new set. Keep up the fantastic work. Love it all the way from Northern Ireland. Well, a iron go bra to you. I like the new set. You look great in your new space. Why, thank you, Ozark Hillbilly Hippie. Love the new set, but missed the little hands from your last spot. Was those from your babies? Ah, yes, it was. And you know, Reese loved the kids. So we gotta find a little space for that somewhere on the set. Oh, we got another one. I like the Basquiat art piece and of course B. Marley. Now we're not using regular clothes hangers like we're in college, Reese. Handle that. Well, you know, I got something. This is actually supposed to be a professional for jerseys. It's a hanger for jerseys. What are the instructions? They didn't give me no instructions. Well, they think I'm an architect or something? You know what? I got something.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is what it made right here. So, ain't that nice? So we got a nice little professional hanger we can use moving forward. And a special shout out to Anjanette, who sent me this message. Hey, Reese, happy Wednesday. I found it, the Pick Me doll. Oh, they done did it now. And it's $375. It should be cheap. A Pick Me doll should absolutely be cheap. I'm surprised it's not at the dollar store. I think that's what Nancy Mace was going for in her voting outfit. I'm pretty sure that was it. She was the model.
But wait, there's more.
I got to get a Pick Me doll on the peoplesgetup.com. I got to get somebody to design my own Pick Me doll. By the way, did I show y'all I got some new stuff coming out for Black History Month? My theme this year, we still here. You know what I mean? We still here. Which definitely means a lot, considering all that we're up against. Because history is generally taught as a series of finished chapters, books clothed in shelves. But I chose We still here for this year's Black History Month because it reminds me that history isn't just behind us. It's living, breathing, moving, and evolving through every one of us. For centuries, the narrative of the Black experience has been tested by systemic efforts to erase, silence, or diminish it, something that's only been increasing in recent years. Yet from the resilient spirits of ancestors who survived the Middle Passage to the brilliance of the innovators, artists, and activists shaping our world today, the story has never been broken. To say we're still here is an act of profound joy and defiance, and it means we're still creating, still defining global culture from music to technology, and still leading, breaking glass ceilings in boardrooms and courtrooms, and no, we didn't need DEI to do it. We're still healing, turning historical trauma into a legacy of wellness and community. So this year, I don't just want to look back at where we've been, but look at all the people around me and celebrate the persistence of a people who were never supposed to make it, yet continue to thrive. We're the dream realized, the song unsung, and the future unfolding. We're not just a footnote in history up to the whims of this governor or that president to take down because they got in their feelings. We are the authors of the next chapter. We still here.